Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a CPA video on how I am starting and studying BEC. So first things first, I'm hoping that this is going to be my last exam. I get my reg score June 19th and honestly I really don't think I passed reg, but I'm hoping by the grace of God that I did so I don't have to study anymore. But forget about that. I'm saying, I'm hoping that this is going to be the last day, last study, I guess, for the CPA. So I am studying for business, and my study habits have changed a little bit since I started. First, we got a new puppy. That has taken a lot of time out of my days, and it's also why I don't think I passed reg. I spent a lot of time taking care of her, doing all that and whatnot, but I started during the last week and a half before my reg test, I started going to the library, and that has been a tremendous help, not only with studying, but just getting out of the house, clearing my mind, because I don't usually leave the house at all, maybe on the weekends. I'm usually home studying all day, and that can really mess with your mental health. So that's first things. I wake up in the morning at 7, I get ready, and I head to the library to get there by 9. So when I'm there, I just head right into my studies. So the first thing that hasn't really changed is I go into each section. I do 2 sections a week, and I do the lecture, the skills practice, and then I do the multiple choice. Now, I am pretty content if I get in the 60s range. Less content if I get 50s, and if I get lower, I honestly was not trying. Most of the times, I would say I range between a 60 and an 80% on my first go around of multiple choices. This time, I'm having a little bit of a hard time figuring out what my note-taking strategy is, I guess. So, with reg and with audit, I did notes. I thought that was the best because it was a lot of theory-based and whatnot, and so I started actually taking notes with BEC. I have this Happy Planner notebook. Let me put you down without making you fall. And I started taking notes. So as you can see, they were pretty good. Everything was fine. Let me try to get a better angle. So it was going pretty well. I've yet to make my study schedule. I need to probably later today work on that. But I was doing my notes pretty well, right? And then I was trying to really cram this into my 2 sections into the first week, which started on a Wednesday, ended on a Sunday, because my reg test was the Tuesday before Wednesday. You know how the days of the week go. And so it was very hard fitting my notes into that short amount of time period. And so I kind of ditched the notes. And I started back with my flashcards. So, I honestly think I'm going to stick with the flashcards. And I don't know if it's because I did my best with the flashcards when I did flashcards with FAR. And I got my best score on FAR. So that's one thing. And I also feel like FAR and BEC are very similar in the sense that they're, so far at least, very math, finance, economics based, so it's a lot of equations. So as you can see, I don't really do the flip mentality where you put the word and then the definition of the equation on the back. I use this as a summary. This is my little summary catch-all page of what I need to know. So this is return on investment. I put everything that I need to know for return on investment. And then these are all of the ratios, equations that correspond to return on investment, etc. So this one's residual income. Put my equation, put the different aspects of it, and then I go into the next one. So it's really just little summary cards. I don't use it as a way of testing, but I use it more as a reference to just help me at least write it down once, because writing is always necessary to keep it in your mind, at least for me. And it's just I use it as a reference. I can't lie to you guys. It's my reference. It's the way I look at my notes. So I've been doing that, and I also highlight and take notes in the book like they suggest. So let's skip to it. So like right here, the first section of BEC was like all theory. So I've just been doing that. I highlighted, I took my little notes that they write on the lecture videos, and I do try to watch the videos. And that's the other thing, the BEC videos, I don't know why, are tremendously long. Like, is it necessary? I don't think so, but you know. So I basically listen to what they have to say, and then when they start rambling, I do skip past them rambling, because to me that's not beneficial and it's just wasting my time. So the skills practice, I try to, figure it out, but if I really don't know it, I reference the book a lot during skills practice. And if you don't know what skills practice is, they give you the 2 videos. They give you the intro video, and then they give you the lecture video. Let's move you closer. So the lecture video I don't watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just a repeat of the lecture. Sometimes they provide extra information, but like honestly, I can't do it. And then here are the questions that correspond with the skills lab. So that I try to do it on my own. If I can't do it, I use the book for help. When it comes to multiple choice, I rarely use my notes or my book, because I want to get an honest and fresh opinion on what I actually got from the lectures, got from the skill labs, and see what I have retained. So that's why the scores are usually pretty low, because I'm trying to figure out when I need to study. So like this section, financial risk management, I got a 45%. Now, another thing to take into consideration is I have been sick with a fever for God knows why, but for 4 days. So when I'm telling you that I went through these not caring when I got in multiple choice, it's because I truly did not care. So you'll see that a lot of them were like 50s and 40s, because I could care less at that point. When I was sick, I was like 100, 30, 42. I just started clicking random ones. And those are things that I know, like this weekend is kind of going to be a catch-up weekend for me, because I need to go back and figure out what I was doing when I was sick, just so I don't have weaknesses in those areas because I was neglectful. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm really trying to stick to the simulations this time. And the thing with BEC, unlike the other tests, is they have a writing portion during the simulation. So you need to actually write out, based on the information they give you, you have to write a letter. So I just looked at these kind of as like an information, like what do they expect? And they actually want you to write like a memo email to your client about the differences of things. And so I think that's going to be really different, is you're going to have to be able to kind of regurgitate what the differences are and how you apply them. So that's something I know I really need to work on. And then B3 is what I'm currently on, right? Yeah, I just finished it today. I have to do simulations after I'm done with this video, but I finished with this. I'm like at the point when I'm taking these multiple choice where I'm reading the questions and I'm just getting so tired, because I don't think I'm fully over my head cold, where I do it and I'm like, oh, I know this, and I do it and it's one word or like the key words that I'm just like skimming past and assuming. I need to stop with the assumptions, and I highly suggest any of you that are having those issues just need to refocus. We need to refocus our study habits, refocus how we're going about this, because no matter if this is our last test or this is our first test or this is second or third, every test is equally as important. And I think that's the lesson I truly learned from reg. Don't let any test trick you into thinking that they're easier just because you may have passed you may have passed audit. BEC and reg deserve their credit. They are hard tests too. So don't just skim by them, take your time, and that's something that I'm continuing to work at. I'm being honest with you guys. I need to sit down and really catch up on my work. So that's how I'm studying. Just a breakdown on my study schedule. Again, like I said, I am doing 2 sections a week. So let's go over to my study schedule. I started, so when did I take reg? I'm trying to think. I took reg the 4th of June. which means I started studying for BEC that Wednesday. I was like, I'm in the mode, let's get it done. So I started here, did all of this. I wasn't originally supposed to start until this Monday. And so I'm doing 2 sections a week, and I usually try to split it up in half based on times too. I take into consideration how long the lectures are when divvying up the sections, and then I save Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday I usually do simulations. Saturday, Sunday is more of a review, what can I get done, and also I tend to like my family life more, where usually there's like a holiday, I feel like, on the weekends, or birthday party or something like that with all of my family members, so I try to like attend to them a little bit. Now the next thing is my exam is going to be this day, the 9th, which it just exited out of. July 9th is my exam. I scheduled it yesterday, so that's a definite. And it's going to be okay. I have to switch this around a little bit to show you, like, this finished that week. This I'm finishing this week, this week. So that's actually, I can show you how to adjust it very quickly. So we're going to go into business, and we're going to say, we're going to move it, sorry, you hear the chair backing up. We're going to move this over here, and then we are on this week, so it's just going to keep all shifting. And then the exam is going to be this week. I want to go over there more. No, it's not going to. All right, yeah. So that's how it's actually going to look. It's going to be 2 sections a week, and then I always like 2 weeks of review just for myself. So I take all 3 mock exams and really work on that. So that's the end of this video. If you want to know more of my daily study tips or daily study habits, follow me on Instagram. I post way more than I do on YouTube. And if you have any other concerns, if you want to see anything, again, I use Becker. If you want to see anything with the Becker system or anything like that, or with the Becker book more in depth, comment down below, message me on Instagram, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But until then, I wish you the best of luck on your exam that you're studying for. And good luck, guys. Have a good day. Bye.